Yes, it's true. Christmas DIYs are here. You guys, this Christmas in July collaboration is going to be absolutely insane. Special thanks to Shannon over at the Cozy Christmas Cottage for always including me in this. This is my favorite kickoff to the holiday DIY season. You all also know Shannon from the Daily DIYer, but look at all the other creators in this collaboration. We've got some incredible folks, and we are going to be showcasing a mix of brand new DIYs. We've got old DIYs. We've got some collections. We've got some hacks. We've got a little bit of everything. There is going to be so much content, so definitely go and get you a cozy blanket, a nice warm hot chocolate, or maybe just pretend you are doing all of that and enjoy. Well, jumping right into project number one, we've got a garland that we're going to be creating with some Dollar Tree ornaments. You can grab these packages of ornaments, grab a big bowl, and just dump your ornaments inside that bowl. This just really prevents them from rolling around on you. Now, for the ends here where the hanger part is, you're going to clip those off. A pair of wire cutters, I have lineman pliers here, anything like that will work because these are plastic. So that's going to work out well. Now, you want to turn your ornaments into beads, and the way that you're going to do that is by taking a wood burning tool, and you're just going to go into the opposite side of this, kind of creating an ornament bead. You'll want to do this in a well-ventilated area. Of course, I had my windows open, I had my ceiling fan on, and had a lot of breeze. I actually have 2 windows in my little craft room space, which is really, really great for cross breeze. But anyway, you're going to do this back through all of those ornaments, and you're going to want to be careful because obviously this thing is hot. This is a wood burning tool I picked up on Amazon. I've got one linked in my store if you want to check it out. Go ahead and just thread your beads using any kind of twine. With this particular style that I'm doing, you're not really going to see the twine, so you could use whatever you really wanted to. And you're just going to make this as long as you have ornaments for. And then when you get to the end of this, you're going to tie a very simple knot and then just kind of trim that down. I'm using mine kind of as my photography backdrop until I've set my tree up, but pretty cute. I really love this. Now, this next DIY is pretty simple and very, very cute, if I do say so myself. I grabbed 3 of these little house frames that you can pick up from Dollar Tree. I also have some scrapbook paper. This little thing of scrapbook paper came from Five Below, by the way. And I also have those little ornamental wreaths. I'm going to go ahead and just find a piece of scrapbook paper that I like, and I'm going to put this same color in all 3 of the frames. Pretty easy peasy, just kind of keeping it almost like it's a photograph. And we are going to set all of these up. And then for the little wreaths, they are on like little kind of metallic hangers. So I just trimmed those off, and then we're just going to glue them all to the center of each house. I think these could be very cute placemats or place cards at your dinner table. I love just how vibrant and fun they are. Lots of different uses for these. This is a super easy DIY, but I do think a lot of these can be very impactful. Grab some of your favorite ribbon. I've got this buffalo check. I've got a fillable ornament, and then I've got those gold jingle bells. I loved the red writing that was on this ornament. I'm going to go ahead and just fill it up with my jingle bells. Very, very easy. And you will use the entire package. And then just simply take a bow of any kind. I just simply made a bow using my buffalo checked ribbon there, trimmed it up a little bit, and then I glued it actually on the side of the ornament hanger. Can you imagine a tree with a bunch of these? I think that this is super cute. Now, if you've seen these candlesticks at Dollar Tree, grab them. Also grab these metal orbs. I grabbed 2 that were alike. Now, for my candlesticks, I'm going to remove all of the tags and stuff, of course. And then we are going to grab the absolute strongest pair of clippers that you can find. This is going to be hard. It looks really easy because I sped up the film here, but this took some oomph to get these separated. And what you're wanting to do is separating the base and the top of where the candle holder kind of goes in. And then you're going to take a combo of super glue and hot glue, and you are going to hold this into place and you're going to glue this down. Now, if you cut this correctly, you will have a little bit of a divot in the bottom, which will allow those to stand up kind of like so. By the way, I apologize. My camera is doing some kind of weird shaky thing. It will do it throughout the video, so try to ignore it. Again, so sorry. I took the top of the candle piece here, and now again, using that combo of hot glue and then also adding some super glue to that, we are going to glue these together like so. Now, I just took mine outside, spray painted them this copper color or this bronzy color, and really, really love the way that these looked. Here's a better picture of how they are on my mantle right now. I'm in love with these. I love them so, so much. I think I should be a candle creator or something. All right, this next DIY is going to incorporate some scrapbook paper, also some Dollar Tree signs, and I've also got some wooden snowflakes that you don't see in the kind of photo or the video here right now, but you'll see them come up. You'll see several of them come up. So go ahead and separate whatever sign you're going to use. My particular sign had this kind of raised leaf in the center, and I'm going to use that foam block. If you didn't have those, you could use those small Dollar Tree cubes. Either one is totally cool. Find a piece of your favorite scrapbook paper. I'm going to take that and I'm going to glue it down to the back. My sprayer for my glue is not working correctly, so I'm just going to use the sponge. The sponge technique worked out pretty well. Once I've got that glued down, then I'm just going to go ahead and trim away any of the excess. I'm going to add my back to this, and then we are going to take our little foam piece. Now, I only need a small piece because I'm using one of these snowflake ornaments that you can pick up from Dollar Tree. I'm going to glue my foam piece on the back of it, and we are going to just add this to the center of our box. Super, super cute, but I did want to top it off with a bow, and we're going to make another one. We're going to make a set. Once again, using another Dollar Tree sign. This one kind of has a metallic back. By the way, this sign, if you've probably seen this before, this is actually the back side. The front side kind of has those Scrabble letters on it. I love it because you can do multiple things with them, and you have two different signs, really. Glue your snowflake again in the center like so, and then add your bow to the top. Super, super cute. Now, the camera still was messing up some, so I did decide to make a third one for you. Camera, I think, has worked itself out. And just doing the same exact thing. Going through, adding glue to the back, adding your favorite piece of scrapbook paper. I'm using something that's all consistent so everything matches, kind of trimming away all of the excess there, and just making sure you have total cuteness. And I'm using frames also that I don't have to paint. Again, I had a small piece of my foam left over, so I'm going to stain up another wood snowflake using the antiquing wax from Waverly, and just glue it in the middle, add a bow, and look at the little trio of signs that I've created. These would be so cute in a bathroom. I love them. Another super, super easy DIY. I think you could do this with the kids. I grabbed these ornaments that I picked up from Hobby Lobby. If you don't have ornaments like this, go to the backyard, grab a tree, chop it down at an angle, drill a hole in it, add some twine, boom, you've got some cute, cute ornament bases. I just simply added these Dollar Tree stickers to them. I made sure that I had a Dollar Tree sticker on each side of the ornament. That way, when it was hanging on the tree, you would be sure to see it from both sides. And then again, I just took that buffalo checked ribbon that I love so much. I created some tiny little bows with them and glued them on top. Once my tree is set up, these will be the first thing that is going on my tree. I think they're super, super cute and super, super easy. Another easy way to decorate your tree is to grab some of these unfinished lanterns from Dollar Tree. These are in the Crafter Square section. Go ahead and grab one of these kind of scatter bags that's just these random little pieces, and you're going to pop your lights out. Not only are you going to pop your lights out, but you're also going to take the twine that is in the top of them, and you're going to get rid of that. Now, I took mine outside and spray painted them red, candy apple red from Rust-Oleum. Love it. And then we are going to add hangers back to these, and I'm going to do that using this twine. Now, The twine is a little challenging, I'm going to tell you, because you've got to be able to put it in the hole at the top there, and it's a tiny little hole, but also just it's awkward to be able to access it. So, believe it or not, took my twine, tied it in a knot at the end of it, tied it in a double knot because this was kind of a thinner twine. And I took a skewer. I took a skewer and added just a little tiny bit of glue to the end of it and took my twine and literally fed the skewer up to the top. Now, this random bag of scatter pieces, I imagine that this is like what you find on the floor at Dollar Tree in their warehouse, because it is literally just random pieces of floral things that we've all seen on Dollar Tree florals. I grabbed my favorite and I just started kind of creating a little arrangement on the top and added those lights back. How cute is this? I would love to see an entire tree decorated with all of these. All right, this one I'm really excited about, and I grabbed 2 picture frames. I grabbed these ballerina ornaments that I thought were so precious, and then I have sheet music from Dance of the Sugar Plum Fairies, which is from the ballet The Nutcracker, one of my favorites, especially during the holidays. Take your frame, take all of the stuff out, put it aside. You definitely will be using all of that. Now, my sheet music, I just picked this up on Amazon, but you can find a lot of free printables for sheet music and stuff online. So definitely use the Google if you don't want to purchase a set of sheet music. I'm taking the glass and I'm using the glass as my template, and I'm just cutting out my sheet music. Now, of course, I had to have the title in at least one of my frame creations that I'm doing. Adding glue to the back of the frame here, very easy. And I upgraded, by the way, to the little sponge and some Elmer's instead of the spray. And then put the glass back in and then added that sheet music piece back in there as well. And these are pretty cute just as they are, but take your little ballerinas and you're going to clip off the hanger part of that, because these aren't going to be hanging. They are going to be kind of dancing throughout the sheet music. So add some glue on there too, and you've got a very cute decor piece that I think could be done for any time of the year. I think that these would be really adorable in a little girl's room or a nursery. I love them so much. All right, everybody, right now you want to run to the garden section at Dollar Tree, look for this little hanging pot gnome, and then I grabbed these little light pendants from, I believe they came from Hobby Lobby. Take a piece of sandpaper. You're going to go ahead and just sand your gnome, because we're turning him into a Santa Claus, and we are going to make sure that Santa has his red overalls on, because I feel like Santa always wears red overalls even when he's off. And in this case, Santa is going to decorate his own house right now. He's hanging some Christmas lights, or getting ready to. And first, we're going to decorate up our gnome and make him look like Santa Claus. So I literally am just going through and kind of repainting everything. Repainting the ladder, repainting his shirt in my favorite color of blue, by the way. And then just making sure that the ladder and everything is nice and vibrant. Now we are going to take a twine piece, this red and white striped twine that I am kind of obsessed with in this video. And I'm taking those little light pendants and just tying them off onto that twine and creating a string of lights that kind of looks like this. And now we got to give Santa the lights so he can hang them up on the house. And there was a little shovel in the gnome's hand. I just put a Christmas light on top of that. And now we're going to take these Christmas lights and we are just going to string them all around Santa, because he's getting himself twisted up in all these lights. And, that's the way he does it, because he's got to decorate. He wants to get his house ready before he's out delivering presents. How cute is this on the side of a pot or a planter? But how cute would this be to give to a neighbor? Dollar Tree mug, maybe put some candies or chocolates in it. Super happy with this one. Love the way it turned out. Speaking of cuteness, this frame came from Goodwill. I love this frame. I loved what was so different and unique about it. The price, $3.09, maybe a little high for a frame, Goodwill, but I loved the holes that were here, and I thought that this could be really fun for ribbon or something. So the frame, I did actually take it outside and spray paint it silver. It was originally silver when I got it, and now I'm just kind of billowing this tube ribbon that you can get from Dollar Tree and just going through the frame itself. And with this kind of ribbon, this tube ribbon, you don't want to pull this real tight, because if you do, it's just not going to give that fun kind of billowy look that I am going for. So as you can see here, I've kind of worked my way around, tied it off. I added my favorite photo. This is my grandparents, and love how this turned out. Such a cute holiday frame, and it was $3. Now for this next DIY, we're going to take this home sign that I picked up from Dollar Tree in the Crafter Square section, and then also this fat quarter, I think that's what this is called, of fabric, also came from Dollar Tree. I loved this kind of flannel, and we've got some beads, some wood beads that came from garlands, red, black, and white. I am using a makeup sponge. Don't know why I used a makeup sponge for this. I should have just used one of my larger foam brushes. I think I was being lazy and I just reached over and the makeup sponges were there. It does work. It takes a little longer to do this, but after you've got it covered, go ahead and take a cloth of some kind. I have my washcloth. That is my designated kind of antiquing wax cloth, and I'm just going to go over my sign and just kind of even everything out, kind of take away some of the heavier parts, and really just get this ready for the next step. And by the way, what a mess my work surface is, right? This is a silicone work mat, and super, super easy. All you have to do is spray some kind of cleaning chemical or something. I actually just put hand sanitizer on it and just wiped it away. I am going to link that actually this time in my Amazon store below. But you're going to take your fabric now and you're going to unroll this. This is a very generous size, so you're not going to need all of this. You're only going to need a small portion of this. Go ahead and iron it out if you want to. I just used my Easy Press, and then we're going to take half of that and we are going to cut it out. I'm just using my sign to trace it, and then you're just going to cut it out right along the edge there. Now, if you go a little bit inside that line, it's actually totally fine, because as you can see, there's plenty of wood area here where if you cut it a little short, it's not going to be a big deal. How cute is this? Love the way that flannel pops against that wood. I might have gone a little bit lighter with the antiquing wax, but overall, very, very happy. Taking my beads here and just creating a hanger for my sign itself, just kind of stringing the colors along the way that I think that they would look best for this sign. Glued it to the back. Very, very easy to do. And when it's all done, you've got the cutest home decor sign. I love this for the holidays and think that it is super, super cute. This next DIY is so easy. Like, I think Megan from Glue Guns N' Roses says, easy peasy lemon squeezy, and this is definitely in that category. I love these round vases from Dollar Tree. I also love this gold kind of ribbon from Dollar Tree. It's actually plastic. There's no adhesive or anything on this, and what I like about it is because it is so flexible, anything with a curvature on it, kind of like the vase that I'm using, it fits really, really good, and I really like the way that this just looks on the vase itself. Keeping this very, very easy. Just kind of wrapping it around, cutting it off, and boom, you're done. You've got the cutest vase as a base that you can use for all kinds of holiday florals and decors. I was super, super happy with this, and it was so easy. Now, this next DIY is also very, very easy and features our favorite candlesticks. I also grabbed some of these LED candles with these silver dots. Loved those. And 2 of these Dollar Tree kind of fish bowls. The candlesticks, I grabbed 2 that were the same size, and it was important to get ones with the base. Now, I spray painted mine silver. I'm using some hot glue instead of like an E6000 or super glue, because this is going to be temporary for me because I've got lots of ideas with these candlesticks now. Take your candlesticks and just glue those down to the bottom of your fish bowls. And it is a little top heavy, which is part of the reason why I'm using the LED candles in those. But it's definitely stable. Just make sure it's on a good surface, good solid surface. Add some faux snow and then add your candles and you've got the cutest set of candlesticks. I think that these would be great on a dining room table or on your fireplace mantle. I really love the way that these turned out. All right, this next one's a little out of the box, but stay with me here. Socks. 3 pairs of socks from Dollar Tree. If you can find Dollar Tree knee highs that are in a Christmas pattern, even better. I also grabbed a pool noodle and a pair of slippers from Dollar Tree. And we are going to create kind of like some legs, if you will. Take your pool noodle, just kind of cut it in half. Believe it or not, I cannot find my pool knife cutter that I found from my last shopping haul. I cannot believe that I can't believe because my craft room space is a little messy. But anyway, the socks, as you can see, they are a little short. These are actually kids' socks, but they were the most kind of festive holiday looking ones that I found. And I wanted to take my pool noodles and kind of create ankles or create feet with them. And again, using scissors because I can't find my pool noodle knife. And then I just taped those together. I just used some duct tape. I had some silver duct tape. Now, remember I had 3 pairs of socks. So I took 2 pairs and cut the toes out of them. That way I could kind of feed them all the way up on the leg here. And I'm just kind of playing around with it. By the way, these are going to shed like crazy. And we're just kind of positioning it to where the blue kind of stripe covers what would be typically on the heel of the sock. I took my lint brush, told you I had to use a lint brush, and we're just going to lint these up and clean these up because they get everywhere. And then we're going to put our slippers back on to our feet. And this is going to be so cute inside of a Christmas tree. Now, if you think about little kids sneaking around the Christmas tree. They're wearing their Christmas PJs and their Christmas socks and slippers, and then they get caught, busted under the tree, or in this case, under the plant. But super cute, sticking out of a Christmas tree. Thought that this was adorable and really loved the way that this turned out. Package from Dollar Tree, I want to say there's like 5 or 6 of them or 8 of them. It seems like they change the amount every year and it gets lower and lower every year. Hello, Dollar Tree. We are noticing you. And then for that little bow that I've got there, you can just add this however you want. For me, I wanted to add my bow to the actual kind of clip. And as you can see, this is fantastic. This would be so great on a side table, on a nightstand. I love the way that these turned out. Now, this next DIY could not be easier. These great fluffy ornaments from Dollar Tree that look like wreaths. They also kind of look like dog toys to me with the, because the wreath, I don't know. But take your candles of choice, mine are red, and go ahead and remove that plastic that's kind of on the, I guess it's the label. And they will actually remove pretty easily once you find where it starts. And then it leaves very little residual like glue. Just wipe it off with a cloth and some cleanser. That's all I did. Now, for your ornaments, you're going to take these and you're just going to trim these down because you're going to remove the hanger that's on there. That's all I'm kind of doing here. And then for the embellishments, you're just going to kind of squish them off to one side. You're not going to remove them though. And then you're just going to drop them down over top of your candle holders like so. How easy is this? And this DIY is done. You've got some really cute candle holders for the holidays. Now, Dollar Tree is selling these little tiny frames. They come in silver, they come in gold, they come in copper, and I really like these. And what I like about them is that they have a glass insert. That's what you're going to be looking for. Grab some of your favorite stickers. My stickers happen to have come from Hobby Lobby, but again, you can get stickers from anywhere, including Dollar Tree. Now, you're going to go ahead and remove all of the kind of innards of the frame and the little tabs that are on the frame as well. I used pliers for the first one, and then I ended up being able to remove them by hand for the second one. So if you don't have a pair of pliers, whatever, don't worry about it. You could literally pull these out with your fingers. Now the glass is pushed aside. I am going to go ahead and just add some glue right on the inside edge of the frame. And I'm not adding a whole lot. I'm actually kind of going very, very liberally with the glue, which if you know me, you know that that's not very odd. That's not very unique, I guess, because I like glue. I use a lot of glue. So you're going to add your frame back in there, your glass back into the frame, and then you're going to embellish with whatever your favorite stickers are. Now, I am going to use this set of stickers first because I love these kind of vintagey trees, and I think that this would be super, super cute. Now, once you've got your frame all set up, then you're going to add your ribbon. I have that white faux leather ribbon. I've had it forever and I've been trying to figure out something to do with it. And this was perfect because it's got that silky, shiny, kind of beautiful leather look on these little frames, and it really, really elevates the way that these looks. Now, I just added some glue to the back of my frame and just very simply made these. I made 2 of them, and when you see them on the tree, how adorable are these? Especially with the light coming through from the Christmas tree in the background, I am obsessed. Now, if you know me, you know I love nutcrackers, and I found these unfinished wood nutcrackers. I found one at Family Dollar, one was at Dollar Plus, or Dollar Tree in the plus section, and they were both $3 each, and I thought they were perfection. Now, I took mine outside and I spray painted them with my Rust-Oleum 2 times the coverage black matte spray paint, which I love so much. I made some smaller versions of these last year and really loved the way that they turned out. And as you can see, this is the easiest DIY. They look so chic, so high-end. I really love them. Right, this next DIY is going to be also super, super easy. I have these Christmas trees that are kind of 3D trees, and I picked these up. These either came from Dollar General or from Family Dollar, and I've had these for, I got them last year, and I used a couple of them last year as well in some different DIYs, and for this year I thought, you know what, I want to keep it very, very simple and just very, very classic. So I'm going to take these trees and kind of put them together. This one is giving me a hard time. And for the third one here, we're going to put this one together. It fights a little bit at the beginning, but as you can see, they do all come together. And now I've got 3 trees to take outside and spray paint. I'm using my Rust-Oleum metallic spray paint, keeping this very, very simple, just spray painting these trees, making sure that I've got good coverage on all sides, making sure that, it's going to look adorable. And speaking of adorable, how cute are these? I love the way that these turned out. I'm not sure if you've seen these yet at your Dollar Tree store, but these are DIY ornaments, and then these are rub-on transfers. How easy could this be? And for the rub-on transfers, these are just like inspirational word rub-on transfers. There's no they're not Christmas themed by any means, but there are words like joy and spirit and family and love and things like that I thought could be really perfect for an ornament. And the little DIY ornaments that you can pick up, these were in the Crafter Square section at my store, but then they also had some overflow in the regular Christmas ornament kind of area. And then I'm adding buffalo check ribbon, of course, because I'm doing all black and white. But I'm just going to go through my wording here and figure out which words I want. Now, the only thing that I will recommend is that these words are very, very close together. So if you can find some words that, could join together and you may be able to have 2 words, I would recommend doing that for sure. I ended up cutting out some individual words and then just kind of overlaying them on my ornaments. Now, you can do this however you want. I'm keeping mine very, very simple. I am taking my letters here, or my my rub-on transfer word, and this one is joy. And I'm just going to kind of trim it down and then take it, kind of figure out where your placement's going to be on your ornament, peel it away from the backing there, and then just add it to your ornament. Now, for these, because this is a curved surface, typically I would use like a credit card or something like that to help kind of rub on and transfer this. But I decided to just use my fingers, and I'm just going to use my fingernail. Now, the great thing about this too is that as you are rubbing these, especially when you're using the black rub-on transfers like this, they kind of turn a little bit of a gray color. So you start to see where the color is really transferring, or the rub-on is transferring onto your ornament. And then once you've got that kind of completely transferred over, then all you have to do is peel away that backing that is on there. And you'll see me do this here in just a sec. And how cute is this? Like, I'm going to add also the word spirit, and we're going to do the same exact thing. I'm going to trim up the kind of excess of the plastic here. And also I cut the end of my P in the word spirit a little funky. So we're going to trim that up. And then again, just totally repeating that same process. Add some ribbon. In this case, I'm going to add some ribbon just to use these as hangers. I'm going to cut one long piece into halves. That way I have a piece of ribbon for each one of my ornaments that is perfect in length. And then for these, I'm just going to kind of bring the ends to the end, and then I'm going to tie them off in a knot, keeping it very, very simple. No need to do anything crazy. If you want, feel free to go crazy, of course, or you can even just skip this step and just use regular ornament hangers. Now I am going to, I guess, go a little crazy here, and I'm going to take a bow and I'm actually going to glue it to the end of the ornament, or the end of the ribbon that is kind of right at the ornament hanger, to make it kind of look like it's, a little higher end ornament. Like maybe you got this at I was going to say Dollar Tree, but maybe somewhere nicer. And as you can see, they're super, super cute. And I love the way that these look, especially on my little tiny display Christmas tree here. And again, make them any way that you want. And then again, the great thing about those DIY ornaments is you could use stickers for these. You don't have to use rub-on transfers, or maybe you can't find the rub-on transfers at your Dollar Tree store, and you can use stickers. They're also super, super easy to do. And again, you're going to make these your own. You're going to personalize these. I'm taking these stickers and I'm literally just adding them to these ornaments, working my way all the way around. Dollar Tree has so many cute sticker options. These did come from Hobby Lobby, as I said earlier, but you can really make some fun ornaments with stickers. So, so easy. Now, my last DIY in today's video is this canvas bag. It's so funny. These bags, I called it a canvas bag. It looks like it's burlap bag. It's not either one of those. It's actually kind of a plastic bag. There may be like a little bit of burlap or something on the outside of this, but this is pretty much a plastic bag. Now, this is some HTV vinyl that I picked up from Amazon, and the packaging that I grabbed is so, so cute. There's so many good transfers, and I will link this in my bio. Now, the key to this is slow, low heat, because you will melt this sucker and you will melt this bag. Go really, really slow. I've got my little baby iron here. It's just got one setting, and I'm just making sure that I'm kind of, doing this in between, and as you can see, it will work. And how cute is this? How cute would this be to give to a neighbor, filled with all kinds of holiday goodies? Great, great little gift idea. Take this family frame that I picked up from Dollar Tree, as well as some of these laser wood pieces, the season's greeting sign. The kind of backdrop there with the little houses and the trees came from Family Dollar. The trucks I ended up not using, so we're going to put those aside. Go ahead and take all of your elements out of the frame and out of the baggies and stuff, and just get those ready to start painting. Now, you're going to notice with this house sign, there is a magnet. magnet. And the magnet should have been stuck to the back of that family sign, but it came off, good old Dollar Tree. But that's okay because it needs to come off in this case. Now, see where this one piece of magnet is? That is actually what holds your picture in. And in this case, we're going to go with the picture of this lovely family that came with my Dollar Tree. But we're going to take this season's greetings sign and we're going to replace that family sign with it. So you have something that goes like this. Now, we're going to adjust this up just a little bit. You can take the magnet off of the back of the frame and just kind of adjust that up. And that's what we're going to end up doing. And you'll see that later on in the video here. So once we've kind of figured out where our season's greeting is and where our little wreath is going to go, we're then going to take this kind of Christmas village kind of three-dimensional wood, laser wood cutout, and we're going to play around with this. We're going to figure out the best layout for this. Now, obviously it covers up the family, so we are going to cut these trees and we're going to separate them, and then you can kind of see we can play along with the placement of the trees. We can trim those down, cut those up as we need to. That way, when we overlay them on the frame, you'll be able to kind of still see that framed picture. Now, just to start our inspiration, go ahead and take your wreath. We're going to glue it right on top. I grabbed these wreaths from Amazon. I grabbed a package of like 8 or 9 of these, and I have just had those on hand, but they were kind of the perfect size to cover up that heart. And there's nothing wrong with the heart, of course, but because I am making this Christmassy, I wanted that wreath up there. Now for that season's greeting signs, I'm just going to go ahead and paint this red. I'm using a red chalk paint from Waverly. I think it's called Crimson, and I'm just going to go and give this one really good coat. And we are going to also take our trees and we're going to paint them. Now, I did use this lighter green color from, I think this was an Arteza color, and I ended up kind of wanting to make them a little bit darker. So this is kind of what they look like for now. Just kind of keep this in mind in when you kind of see the next phase here. Now for the season's greeting sign, I did want to give this a little bit of dimension. So I am going to take my Arteza acrylic paint marker and I'm just going to kind of trace around the edges of that sign just to kind of give it a little bit of dimension and really make it kind of stand out and pop. And then I am going to take that same exact green marker and we're just going to cover our trees just a little bit with that. So I did just go ahead and cover those with that paint. Then we're going to take our heat gun and just make sure they're dry. Now for the trees, we want to glue these down to our frame, but we obviously want to be able to replace that photo. I would like to put a photo of my family in here. So as of right now, the season's greetings sign does have the magnet glued onto the back of it. I did not shoot that for whatever reason, but that is what's holding the family on the frame as of right now. And then for the trees, we did cut little pieces of just kind of scrap wood pieces, honestly, from this laser cut set and kind of elevate those trees. That way, as you can see, the picture still is moving, but we're not gluing the trees down on top of the picture. We're actually gluing the trees next to the picture. So the taller tree that you see me working with right there, that has a little extra piece of wood that I'm going to glue on. And then for the smaller tree that we're going to kind of layer next to it, it actually only has a small piece of wood on the back side of it as well. That way the picture does freely move around. So super, super cute, right? This is what it looks like when it's done. Again, you can replace that photo as you need to. I think that this is pretty adorable. For this next DIY, we're going to take these garden kind of domes, these garden cloches that you can pick up in Dollar Tree, kind of in the section where the pots and stuff are. I've had mine for a while. By the way, that label will not come off, not even with the heat gun. You will melt these plastic cloches. So, yeah, good old Dollar Tree. Just go ahead and paint right over them in this case. I don't even know what you would do if you use these for the summertime. So now this is what they look like. I used a vintage gold, and we're going to take some bells because you have to have bells that jingle. And I'm just going to take 3 pieces of my twine here. I'm taking 3 equal pieces of twine, just cutting them up and tying them at the end, tying some bells, and we're going to do 6 bells in total. So each one of my kind of larger bells is going to have 3 of these bell strings in them. And then we're going to do this, and we're just going to set these aside. Once you've done that, then you're going to get some nautical rope, and you're going to take your nautical rope and you are going to cut this into half. You're going to take, I believe this was the 9-foot length, and just cut that in half. And then you're going to use this to string your bells kind of like so. Then once you've got this done, you can go ahead and take your bells and tie those to the inside of your string. Now my camera is messing up a little bit here, but I think you get the idea. Then I'm just kind of decorating the tops of my bells. When they're all done, this is what they look like, and I love the way these look on the front porch. And yes, they do jingle. Now for this next DIY, I'm going to take this wood round that I picked up from Target and this bowl from Dollar Tree. Now you can find wood rounds very similar in the Crafty Square section at Dollar Tree. They also have some thicker ones very similar to this one actually in the Dollar Tree Plus section. So either one will work, Michael's, Hobby Lobby. Go ahead and take your bowl, sand it down just a little bit. That's just going to help with the paint because we are going to take this outside and spray paint it. Now I'm using a very kind of thin coat of antique gold, and then I'm taking my wood round with some antiquing wax from Waverly, and we are just going to kind of stain our wood with this. I did do this in a fairly heavy coat, I would say, and then just take your heat gun and just kind of work your way around and help speed up that drying process. I love the richness that Waverly antiquing wax gives to wood. I obviously like to use it a lot. Now for the bowl here, we are going to add some hot glue. Actually, we're going to add a lot of hot glue, and you can also do a combo of E6000 if you want to. Mine's probably going to be a little temporary. I may end up using this for something else, which is why I use hot glue a lot of times, but either one will really work. Glue that to the bottom and you've got the most beautiful tray. I love the way this looks, and I plan to use this all year long in my decor. Next project, I am recycling this broom. This was a Halloween broom, and I'm going to turn it into the simplest just door hanger. I made a bow. By the way, I am not good at bows. I made this bow, and I used Jennifer from Little Bit of Common Crazy. She does these amazing zip tie bows. Jen, I think I did you proud with my bow. I will link Jen's video for all of my challenged bow makers, and you will love the process. It is so easy. Also, speaking of easy, take a floral piece of floral that's left over, glue it to your broom, kind of like so. I am just going to add a bunch of hot glue in there, and then we're going to use my little makeup sponge here and just kind of squish that down in there. And then you're going to take your bow and we're going to add it right on top like so. And when it's done, you've got the absolute cutest door hanger, and you've got a fantastic bow. Thanks to Jennifer from Little Bit of Common Crazy. Definitely check out that video. It is game changing. I love the way this turned out. So sweet, so simple and easy. Speaking of easy, take one of these snowflakes, these plastic dishes you can get from Dollar Tree, spray paint it in antique gold or something like that. You've got a fantastic key tray. I love how easy that was. All right, now for my friends that do not have a Cricut, go to Amazon, look up HTV vinyl. There are so many different vinyl options, and this was actually a set. I bought like 22 pieces of this vinyl that was already done, already laid out, and all I have to do is iron it on. There are so many cute pieces in here. I will link this in the description box below. That way you can check this out if you want to get this for yourself. You can put this on anything you want, any kind of t-shirts, any kind of, blank canvas bags. I am taking a canvas shopping tote and just creating a bag with it, a Christmas bag. Now, I do have a Cricut. I do have a heat press. I think all of us know that. And I'm just going to set this on a low temperature. I think I put this on around 265, 270. If you are using your iron, I would probably do it on just a medium heat. If you have an iron that you can set the temperature on, I would do it around that same 265, kind of 260 range. And I did this for just a couple of minutes. Now, I had it set at 60 seconds. It didn't quite adhere. I did it for another 60 seconds. I think in all, I probably did it in 3 minutes total. But again, that could have been just because I was probably a little on the cooler side with my temperature. But, it's better than melting it or burning it onto your surface, which is something that, of course, you don't want to do. And then you're just going to peel back your kind of plastic there and look at the cutest little bag that you've got. Now, I'm going to use this for a shopping tote to be able to go and get my groceries and stuff with. I love this so much. Thought it was super, super cute. And it was so easy. Speaking of easy, if you can find these cups that you can get at Dollar Tree, you can create your own cup. And why not make a Christmas cup? Now, the black kind of part here that comes out, that's where your bevy goes. And this part is your template. How easy peasy is that? Take a sheet of scrapbook paper. I just grabbed some scrapbook paper that I had on hand. I did tape this down. That way my template would not move around as I was cutting this out. And then I just took a pair of small scissors. Small scissors, big scissors. I like all scissors equally. I had somebody ask me why I used the smaller scissors, and it's just sometimes I want to use the smaller scissors. That's why. That's literally why. And also it does help when you're trying to get a little refiner of a cut or finer cut. If you're trying to get in a smaller space, there's a lot of reasons for different types of scissors. If you want bigger scissors, go for it. Keep those larger scissors. But we're just going to take this, we're going to cut this out, and then you're going to put it inside your cup. How easy is that? And by the way, this has held up in my dishwasher. It is so cute. These could be extremely fun teacher's gifts as well. All right, so back in July, I went to the 99-cent only store that was in Los Angeles, and I grabbed this trio of planters. I have held on to this forever, and I've been trying to figure out what to do. It was only $1.99. Now, everything at the 99-cent only store ends in 99 cents. It used to be everything was 99 cents at the store, and then it changed. Does that sound familiar? Now, I took 3 of the trees from Dollar Tree as well, and some ribbon and some of these ornaments, and we are just going to cut the ribbon to be the same size as our pots. And then I am going to take one of the snowflake ornaments, and we are going to glue that down to the front here, and we're going to repeat that 3 times or 2 times. That way we've got all 3 of our pots covered, kind of like so. And if this isn't already cute enough, now we're going to take some floral foam, and I'm using my spatula tool that I picked up from Dollar Tree because guess what? It worked. And guess what? I cannot find that pool noodle knife to save my life. Now I'm going to go ahead and just trim that down and stuff it down inside of my pots, making sure that it's the right size and that it fits nice and snug. But to make sure that it does hold in there, I am just going to add some glue, some hot glue down in the bottom, and then we're going to take our foam and just kind of nestle that down in there again. And we're going to do this with all 3 pots. Now, go ahead and take your Dollar Tree Christmas trees out of the package, and you're going to put those stands aside. You can actually save these stands. These stands make some fun candle risers. Go ahead and just unscrew the kind of holder part or the stand part off of the base of the trees as well, because you are not going to need these. But again, save them because I've got some DIY ideas coming up, not in this video, but for some future videos for sure with those. Now, just take your trees and you're just going to stick them down down in the center of your foam, and you're going to stick them all the way down to the base. And then go ahead and just take your trees and start to kind of fluff them out and create the Christmas trees with them. Now, they are not the thickest, trees in the bunch, but that's okay. Now you're going to take them and as you are nestling them and getting them ready in all three pots, you are also going to take it, because in this particular pots anyway, or these sets of pots, these three pots kind of are all nestled together on that one kind of galvanized metal tray. So I'm going to make sure that my trees are kind of nestled together in my three pots. So hopefully that's making sense. Now, this is just a Santa beard that I had. I picked it up from a haul and I just trimmed it down. And then I'm just taking some chalk paint and I'm going to flock my trees. Probably should have sprayed these trees beforehand. Wasn't even thinking that far ahead, to be honest, when I was doing this. But this little brush and a little bit of chalk paint worked really, really good. Added some lights. This is what it looks like. How cute is this? I love this so much, and it's the perfect setup in my guest room. Now, this is the easiest DIY ever. If you've seen these little village sets, this lights up. You just remove this little tab, and how cute is this? It lights up. You don't even have to add a battery to it. Add some twine to the back of it. There are literally some screws that kind of hold this together. I just added some hot glue and some twine to the back of this. I created a light up ornament that I can put directly on my tree. How cute. I love this so much. This is also an easy DIY. You could do this with the kiddos if you wanted to. I do recommend, of course, staying close by because you are going to be lighting a candle. Now, take that pesky label off. That label is the worst ever. It will eventually come off with the hot glue gun, or with the hot glue gun, oh my God, with the heat gun, and then some like Goo Gone or something. And then these are just cling stickers. They're a little hard to peel off of this thing, but once you do get them off of there, just stick them on your candle. Literally, you're creating a fun little pattern. It looks like you've got snowflakes from the snow happening in the kind of teal and the blue. They will stick. They don't stay on there perfectly, but again, super cute. Now, I have a bunch of bottle brush trees. I always have a bunch of them. And I had this piece of wood that was a crafter square piece of wood, and a ton of bottle brush trees. Some of them are Dollar Tree, some of them are Amazon, some of them are Target. I took some antiquing wax and just went over my piece of wood. That is actually a piece of paper towel that I pulled out of the trash from a previous project that we had antiquing wax on, and I just went over this wood and just kind of kept it light. Now I'm going to take my trees and we're just going to glue them down on here. We are going to just randomly make this whole piece of wood kind of be a fun little Christmas tree farm. Take your trees. I've got 3 of them that are about the same height as my kind of primary trees, if you will. And now we're just going to fill in. We're going to fill in and make this little Christmas tree lot on this piece of wood. And you're going to just kind of start from front to back. You're going to put the taller ones kind of, make them be your showcase pieces, and then fill in with some maybe medium-sized trees in the back. And then you're going to add some other trees in the front and just kind of squish them around. You're going to see very shortly here kind of a front side of this, but this is just kind of a top side view of it, just so you get an idea. You are literally just kind of filling in spaces. How cute is this? I love this so much. This is the perfect size for a bathroom, a nightstand, a great table. Super cute. Now for this next DIY, we're going to take 2 of those chalkboard tags that you can pick up from Dollar Tree, some snowflakes from Dollar Tree, and I have some Cricut snowflake vinyl decals that I made. You could certainly use stickers for this as well. Either one will work. Now for my snowflakes, I'm just going to use some antiquing wax from Waverly, and we're just going to kind of color this in. Now if you wanted to use your favorite kind of paint or your favorite colors, by all means, definitely do it. I've been doing a lot of this kind of black and white and buffalo check kind of thing for Christmas DIYs lately, but it's really funny because a lot of my decor in my house, especially for this season, is not these color combos. My Christmas decor is very like red and white and woodland, I guess, with flock trees and stuff. It's funny to me. But go ahead and take your snowflakes and some nice long pieces of twine, and you're just going to thread these through kind of like so. And you can either glue those snowflakes down so they don't move, or you can keep them. That way they're just kind of wispy and moving around. I ended up keeping mine kind of wispy. And then for the decals, again, I had these snowflake decals that were left over from a previous project. I'm just going to go ahead and just add these to my chalkboard. Now, if you don't have a Cricut, you could obviously use snowflake stickers for this, but how cute is this? Such a cute little piece of decor. You could actually hang this on a doorknob as well for like an entry to a bedroom. It is the perfect size for that, and it's so, so cute. Now this next DIY, we're going to create a candle, and we're going to be doing it with this faux birch wrap. I don't know how else to say this or what to call it. This wrap I picked up at a store called Bargain Hunt. I just happened to find it on the shelf. I wish I would have grabbed like 10 of them. It is kind of like, it's not really wrapping paper because it's foamy. I don't know how to describe this other than I'm just happy that I grabbed it. And I'm going to be taking this kind of container that I picked up from Dollar Tree that has a lid on it. I've had it for a little while, and we're going to cut it down to size. We're going to cut it down to size. That way I can glue it onto the back side, or to the, I guess we're going to glue it to the container. Now, I did trim it up a little bit because it was a little bit wider than the actual container itself. By the way, I'm not going to be using that lid. I'm just going to push that lid aside, maybe use it for something else. We're going to take our faux birch wrap and we're going to wrap it around this jar. I am going to be using some hot glue for this, and we're just going to roll this and we're going to hold it into place. Now, I did trim that down, as obviously it was still a little wide. Then for our candle wax, just go ahead and put that on the stove, bring it to a boil, carefully pour it into your container. How cute is this candle? I'm obsessed with this little candle. I love the way it turned out.